So I did it, baby. Yes, I got a sewing machine. So I was on the lookout for a vintage sewing machine for quite some time, but I found it really hard to decide on which one should I get for myself. But when I saw this particular Singer 66K on the market, I just knew it was meant to be. It was meant to be for me. So this is a famous Singer 66 with the lotus design on it. It was produced in Scotland, and if my machine was produced in America, it would have had the also equally famous red eye design. But if I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely prefer the lotus design. It's gorgeous. I haven't seen anything this beautiful before. My machine was produced in Scotland, specifically in 1918, so it's 104 years old today. And to be honest, in my mind, the design of the decals reminds me more of a Scottish thistle than a lotus, so that's how I think of it. The Singer 66 was designed as a heavy-duty machine with a near-perfect stitch, and I can attest to that. This little old sewing machine has a better straight stitch than my modern, expensive sewing machine. And despite being 104 years old, this little sewing machine needed just a dusting, really, to work perfectly fine. I already made my first dress on it, and I have to say, I'm in love. I'm completely in love. So here I'm just showing you the process of cleaning the sewing machine. I was so terrified of taking the bobbin case apart. I was just scared that I wouldn't be able to put it back together, that I wouldn't remember where all the parts went. But I'm glad I did it, because even though I tried to dust it, vacuum clean it, pick all the lint out, even though I did all those things, there was still a lot of lint left in all the small nooks and crannies of the sewing machine. And I really didn't want to put any new sewing machine oil on top of old dust or lint or anything else that might still be stuck in that old sewing machine. I even used an ultrasonic cleaner for some of the smaller parts of the sewing machine, and I must say I did feel quite clever because nothing removed the grime and the old rust and signs of just old age from the sewing machine parts as well as the ultrasonic cleaner. I even used it on the bobbin case, and it was magic. It was like getting brand new parts. And for the body of the sewing machine itself, the only thing I used was the sewing machine oil. That's the only thing I was certain wouldn't damage the decals in any way. And just as a side note, the person who owned the sewing machine before me happened to have the same name. She's also called Marlena. And I think this is proof. It is a proof that this sewing machine was meant to find me. And to Marlena, who came before me, I do promise that I will take a good care of your sewing machine. I will use it as it was meant to be used. It was never meant to be home decor, a piece of furniture, or a table where you put your candles and vases. It was meant to make clothes. It was meant to be worked. And this is exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to give it a new life, hopefully a long, productive life.